Hello! Today I felt like doing a quick, what I call Splodge Scribble painting. And this is where I lay down a layer of paint very quickly, just putting splodges of colour in roughly the right areas. In this case I'm basing this on a photograph which I took from a train between Fort William and Mijello in Scotland. I'm painting in the Khadi Fat Book, which obviously is square and my photograph is rectangular. So the proportions aren't going to be quite right, but I'm not worrying about that too much. For paintbrushes, I use a couple of Princeton Neptunes, and I think I also use a silver black velvet brush a bit later on. I show you the names and brands of all the different watercolour paints which I use at the end of the video. So I'm keeping the actual painting portion of this video in real time, and all I'm doing is editing out when I wash out my paintbrush or get a bit more water on it. I think this splodge and scribble method is really good for when you're feeling a bit nervous about painting, and it lets you start off by just chucking paint on the paper and not worrying too much about accuracy or anything else. The aim is just to get roughly the right colours in roughly the right places. This first layer of paint which I put down, the original video of it was just under 5 minutes long, so just to show you that it really doesn't take very much time at all. So that's it for my first layer of paint, and here it is dried, and I'm coming in with a smaller brush and a more detailed watercolour layer now. So after my second paint layer has dried, I come in with my fountain pen, which is a Lamy Safari. I'll put links to the ink and the other products that I use down below in the description box. I've been finding that these Splodge Scribble paintings seem to work best when there's some sort of structure in the painting as well. It seems nice to have the contrast between the hard structural lines and then the softer lines of the natural elements. I've sped up the video for the pen line part because it just gets a bit boring and you can see what I'm doing pretty easily. The pen part took me about 10 minutes in real life if you're interested. I've also noticed that when I'm doing this looser kind of sketching with the fountain pen, that I hold the pen much further up the barrel, and then when I'm doing more detailed stuff, my hand comes nearer to the nib again. After I finish putting the lines in, I come back with a little bit more paint to add contrast in some areas that I think need it. And then finally I use a white Posca pen to add some fine white highlights throughout the picture. So here's my finished picture. It's obviously not an accurate representation of the original photograph, but it's really enjoyable to get some paint on paper and play in this way. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Bye!